All right, Jason, thanks very much. I'm Byron Day with another COVID-19 benefit information segment with Fox 10 News investigative reporter Brendan Kirby. Brendan's back with us for an update on those stimulus payments. And Brendan, this question is a little tricky. We've been hearing about some citizens here in this country not getting their stimulus money because they're married to immigrants. Can this be true?
Well, Byron, it is true, strange as it sounds. The IRS states on its website that in order to be eligible for a stimulus payment, you've got to have a valid Social Security number. And if you file a joint tax return with your spouse, both spouses have to have a valid Social Security number. Now, there's one exception to this. If either spouse is a member of the U.S. Armed Forces, then only one spouse needs to have the Social Security number. But that means that there's civilians who are married to immigrants who haven't yet obtained green cards and Social Security numbers that are cut out of their share of the stimulus as well. An IRS spokeswoman confirmed this interpretation for us. Now, the rationale isn't clear, but it goes back to language that's in the CARES Act, which states that no credit shall be allowed to anyone who doesn't include, and I quote, in the case of a joint return, the valid identification number of such individual spouse. So there it is.
Yeah, so the bottom line is you've got to have a Social Security number if you are married to an immigrant, or they have to have one as well, correct?
They have to have one as well, correct? Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Now, the second question we have today for you, Brendan, several viewers have asked about this one. Now, what if they're on an automatic payment plan with the IRS? They owed the IRS money. They couldn't pay the whole thing at once, so they're on a payment plan, like a car note type situation. Can the IRS use that money to find out where to send the stimulus? But one is a draft and one is a direct deposit. Am I right on that?
You are right on that, and that might sound a little strange as well. If the IRS has a bank account that they're drawing from, why can't they just use that? But the agency just isn't set up that way. The only way you're going to get a direct deposit is if direct deposit is set up with the IRS, and there are two ways that you can get that. One is if you filed a tax return for 2018 or 2019 and you get a refund, then the stimulus comes automatically. Now, if you owed money to the IRS, then you're going to have to enter your banking information on the Get My Payment website. But if the IRS has already tried to send the payment out, then it will be too late to update. So with all these checks now starting to come in the mail, if you don't want to wait for that, you better hurry up and try and get that banking information in before you're shut out and have to just wait for the check to come in the mail.
All right, good advice. As always, Brendan Kirby. And Brendan will be back on Fox 10 News at 5. And also, next week, he's going to start providing more information about the coronavirus itself. In the meantime, if you've got a question for Brendan, just email it to him at brendan.kirby@fox10tv.com.